Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, but they also have Patreon for other games. So, on the last Let's Play, we were at Flynn's house where we made some food and then we wooed twice. Or maybe more, I don't know. But then we went to sleep and then woke up being Thursday today, I think. And we woke up to... and also a string of texts from Leo. You know, the red flag boyfriend, as you can see with this red sky here. At which point we hid in the bathroom, in the cabinet, and Leo was barging around the house, going like, why do I smell him on you and it's all over this place? And also smell ooh-woo. And whew, though we were able to hide, Leo left, and then I guess we left? I don't know. Flynn was on the ground for a hot second, and yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna reset our face. Though maybe this is all a bad dream. Who knows? It's been a while since you've been out alone like this. It feels not good being attached. Something about that lizard, Flynn, is helping this happen. Oh, are we Leo right now? You have to deal with him later. As you continue to walk down the dirt road, you see him. It takes a while at first because he's so far away. But then you see that thick tail waving back and forth as he approaches you. Can he see you? Probably. It's been a long time since you were attached. But the feelings, the thoughts, you can remember it like it was yesterday. The new one is better, a lot more quiet. At least you made him quiet. It was easier to do that with this one. He keeps walking towards you, and you start to wonder if you should turn back. You always snap back eventually. Why not let this play out? Let's see how far this will go. Now that you're this close, you can see water dripping off his body. Even after all these years. Finally, you can make out his face. Angry. No, furious. Finally seeing you again. He doesn't like what you did. And who can blame him? Is this Sydney? He starts to run towards you. You finally stop walking. Waiting. He's on you in a second, lunging, blunt claws and sharp teeth bared. I keep wondering if I should come out myself. Last time I bared any voices like almost 5 minutes ago. Still, I realize that they could both come outside or something, and don't want to come running out if Leo decides to come back in. So I wait, starting to feel sweaty in the cramped position, my nose twitching from the strong chemical smells. Okay, so we're still in the bathroom. I probably have to take another shower. After another few minutes, I hear a soft padding up the hallway. I know it's Flynn, but I wait. Another few seconds of silence goes by before Flynn finally speaks. He's gone. So, how are we going to explain this to Leo? Explain to Leo that Carl just forgot I was there? I pull my shirt over my head, feeling kinda gross, but pulling back on a musky shirt. Flynn stands in front of the dresser's mirror, having just finished putting on his tie. He's currently picking at his scales with a pair of tweezers. Oh, look at that, professional Flynn. Carl forgets everything, especially when he gets high, which is all the time. Flynn's been acting kind of distant after the whole Leo incident. It's not hard to imagine why. I'm feeling the same way. Leo, probably finding out, had put a damper on our stupid excursions. It really put into perspective how immature we were being. Dude, You're adults. You can bang. Alright, so I'll say I spent the night at Carl's, then left in the morning to do some filming, then came back. Flynn had told me to text all of this to Carl before I go over there. The only response I gotten so far was a short, "What?" We don't got any other choices. Guess not. And Chase, we probably shouldn't do this anymore. Yeah, I know. Flynn glances at me through the mirror, then returns to picking at his skin. He clears his throat. I know this is kind of gross, but it's fine. We've all got our gross things to deal with. Can't go to work looking like I got snowed on. What? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't ever really get that bad, but Flynn breaks off awkwardly as he goes back to his grooming. It's weird to see him this off, but again, it's not like it's unwarranted. Oh, I guess he's like molting or something. I sit at the edge of the bed, texting Carl again to try and get him to at least partially understand what the plan is. After a couple of minutes, Flynn clears his throat again. Listen, Chase, you ever feel a little bit like not yourself? I look up and see that the lizard is looking at me through the mirror again. He quickly turns his attention back to his picking. I don't know. Like, you're not fully in control of what you do? I mean, here's the thing. From what I know about, like, the lore and stuff like that, it's that... And spoiler alerts for, like, a bunch of this game in the smoke room, but it's like... So... what's his name? Sam killed what's-his-name in the very first part of the game, and the voices in his head are partially like the guy he killed. And then I guess when Sydney's father killed Sam by accident by running him over, Sam possessed Sydney's father, which made Sydney's father kill himself. Though I guess it's also suggested that maybe Sydney killed his father. And then Sydney was possessed by Sam, maybe, or whatever spirit, which made him try to kill TJ, but then the main character in this game, Chase, killed Sydney, and that's why Chase is acting weird and, like, hears voices and stuff. But then what's up with Leo and Flynn here? Is that just, like, other stuff? Did they both kill guys as well? I don't know. Also, check time and reset phase. I frown. Is Flynn trying to get at something? Expand his own action? Or explain his own actions? Does he feel like he wasn't in control of what happened between us? No. At least don't think so. Flynn finally puts down the tweezers and turns to me, leaning his ear against the dresser. So, you've never felt like you're not yourself? Though I'm not totally sure what Flynn is getting at, I decide to humor him and think. I guess after what happened when we were kids, I didn't feel right. After Sydney? Yeah. I tried to avoid talking about it directly, but Flynn doesn't seem to be bothered right now. You probably remember that I saw a therapist after, because I felt so different and it scared me. Flynn nods. Did they figure it out? Kind of. If I remember right, they said it was like a dissociative thing. What's that? Like, sometimes when something really traumatic happens, your mind sort of distances you from yourself to protect you. I shrug. Something like that. I'm not very good at psych stuff. I almost feel tell Flynn to ask Jenna, but of course he can't. So did they fix it? Not really, but I got used to it, I guess. Was like the new me. And you're okay with that? I shrug again. My therapist said that really traumatic things can change the way your brain works forever. You just learn to live with it. That doesn't sound good. No, it's a part of life. I think we all changed. Yeah. I don't go into the detail of how it got worse over time. The whole not feeling like myself. How I felt more and more like my personality was bleeding away. That I'm a completely different person now than I was 10 years ago. Because, in the back of my mind, I just wonder if that's what it's like to grow up. That you become less like you were as a kid. Happy, carefree, complete douchebag. And turn to a hollow shell of that. Just the douchebag part. I can still feel Flynn looking at me, so I decided to bring up something else that's just as comfortable, since we're already there. So, are you planning to talk to TJ? Flynn's silent for only a second. Saturday, at the end of your trip. I'm not sure if that's the best idea. It doesn't leave me much time to make amends if things turn sour. Which they most likely will. I mean, don't you see well, I guess TJ goes somewhere else. But then, I guess that means we'll easily be able to just leave as soon as it's over. Okay. Flynn's still looking back at me, so I abruptly stand up, putting my phone in my pocket. Anyway, you're ready to go? I don't want to make you late for work. Sure. Finn finally straightens up, walking across the room to grab his keys. I'm glad to just have somewhere to go now. Flynn feeling off like this is one of the most awkward experiences I've ever had. Probably because he's usually so good at making things not awkward. So with that, Flynn takes me to Carl's house, drop me off before heading to work. I sit quietly next to Carl on the couch as he plays his video games. It's some kind of first-person shooter that I've never seen before. You know, I'm not all that into shooters, but this one's pretty good. Yeah? I try to act interested as I browse through my phone. I've already texted Leo apologizing and telling him that my phone had died. It's weird how quickly this lie has gone out of control. I'm making things up as I go at this point, and I'm amazed how easy it is. Leo hasn't responded, and I doubt he believes any of it. It still gives both of us room to pretend, though. Yeah, man. I think it's the sci-fi elements. I could never play one of those World War shooters. Same. Carl clicks around on the controller for a while longer. You alright? I sigh loudly, finally tearing my eyes away from my phone. Yeah, I'm good. Because you don't seem good. I don't respond to that. Instead, chooses to zone out to whatever's happening on the screen. What's with this whole story anyway? About you spending the night or whatever? I debate whether it's worth telling Carl or not. He'd go along with it either way, but keeping all those secrets is starting to make me feel sick. Well, I spent the night at Flynn's. Leo found out I wasn't at the motel, so he came looking for me. Ah, shit. Did you and Flynn, I let the silence hang there for a while. Carl snorts. Wow. Come on, Carl. No, I don't mind. Just seems kind of weird. How so? I feel myself getting defensive. I'm not really in the mood to be judged by Carl, so let's think. Through all the routes, the main character kisses TJ but doesn't do anything further because, room for Jesus. If we go for Jenna's route and say we're bi, then we have sex with Jenna. If we go for Leo's route, we've already, banged him, but we might bang him again in his route, I'm not sure. In Carl's route, I think it's like you only kiss him throughout the route, but if you pick the bad ending, then you have sex with him, kind of. So you basically bang everyone except for TJ, in which case you kiss him. Man, main character's hoe. not in the mood to be judged by Carl. Yeah, he's cool and everything, but his life, let alone his sex life, doesn't exactly put him in a position to do so. To be cool with it? Well, you just barely got here like 5 days ago, and already. I sigh. You know how Flynn is. Yeah, I do. We banged as well. So you shouldn't be surprised. But I mean, we've known him since we were kids. Just feels a little weird. Yeah, a little bit. Carl, I'm not really in the mood right now. Carl goes quiet for a few more minutes, clicking buttons on his controller the only sound. It doesn't last long though. You know, I saw you guys at the river a couple of days back. I saw you too. I mean, I saw you guys. Carl, I just said I'm not in the mood. Carl shrugs. Just saying, I already know. It's cool. I keep quiet, hoping that Carl will get Carl to drop the stupid subject already. It doesn't work. But I get why you gotta keep it from Leo like this. I pull my phone out to see if I've gotten a text from Leo yet. I haven't. Me and Leo, we don't hang out that much, though I think he tries to. He talks about you a lot. I try to ignore the guilt that's already building up inside me. Did you smoke today? Because you're being real talkative right now. I only ask because I don't smell it. Usually it's pretty strong. Actually, I had an edible this morning. Carl giggles for a good long while after that. Oh really? I massage my brow with my thumb and forefinger. Normally, I get along great with Carl, especially when he's high. But after this morning, basically everything's getting on my nerves. I usually hate that shit, but I don't know. Guess I was bored today. Those things shoot me into fucking space. This explains why you won't shut up. Hey, am I pissing you off? I immediately regret what I just said, as Carl puts the game on pause. No, just had a stressful morning. Ah, with Leo? Carl starts the game back up, giggling again, as he shoots a space marine in the face. Space marine. Finally, I get a text from Leo. Good to know. Another one immediately follows. Let's hang out sometime soon. God, I'm just thinking about people, like, I'm decent with people, but I always hate how, especially one person I know is like, GamerWolf. Do-do-do. Can you do-do-do? Go down. Do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. This thing. Like, I've done things where, like, I'm typing out sentences really quickly and I want to send it, but it's like this person would send, like, 1, 2, 3. They'd send text messages with 1 to 3 words. And it's like, my dude. I guess it's like a Latin thing. I don't know. Hopefully that wasn't racist what I just said, but it's like, I mean, they said it was, so I'm just repeating what they said. I was like, why is it that you text like this? Also, that reminds me of the time where I said, I think it was slanted eyes, but for reference, that was in a visual, well, not really a visual novel, but it was a thing I was reading in a text-based thing, and it's like, yeah. I blamed the anxiety wolf. That was the game it was. What was the game? Adventures with Anxiety? Anyways, enough about my racism. But you know, Flynn cares about you too. Yeah? I text Leo a quick affirmative, though I'm not really sure when a hangout is gonna happen. Yeah, wouldn't stop talking about you when we drove to the reservation. Really? That actually did seem out of the ordinary. What the hell would Flynn have to say about me? Carl shrugs. That you have a nice ass. I mean, bunch of stuff. He went to buy you something from the reservation, but thought it might be too weird. Flynn? Buying me a gift? That's kind of weird. For Flynn, I mean. I thought it was kind of cute. What else did he say? Carl seems to think hard while he continues to shoot guys in the screen. He twists the control this way and that, bumping into my shoulder each time. Said, you seem to have grown up a lot, that you're way different than you were as a teenager. Yep, real cute. Carl's tone seems slightly annoyed there, but I don't really care enough to ask about it. By the way, how's your project going? Being reminded that I have an entire project to do doesn't ease the knot that's formed my stomach. Not that great. I still need a lot of film and research. What kind of research? Stuff about Echo. Like, history stuff? Yep. Carl plays a little longer, then sits down his controller. My mom might have some Echo history stuff in the cellar, but he pauses. You know, Flynn is like the record holder, right? The clerk? Yeah. I already know that what Carl's getting at. And honestly, I want to kick myself for not thinking of it in the first place. Carl turns to me, a loopy grin on his face. Those edibles really do fuck with him. So, let's get some records from him. Probably better than digging around in my basement. Well, yeah, we should. I don't even know what to get. Don't worry about it, dude. I can go down there to shoot the shit with him all the time. We can ask him. Things aren't exactly cool between Flynn and I right now, but something do. I don't know, it seems like you guys are pretty cool with each other, just a little bit awkward, you know? I'm so behind my project at this point, I don't have any excuses. This is the records office? It looks like a bad trailer. We pull into the gravel parking lot in front of City Hall. The stucco structure looks a hell of a lot more weathered than I remembered it. The tarp drapes over the roof, and one of the windows is blacked out with plastic. City Hall is probably the oldest building still standing in Echo. From what I read on the Crunch's website, it served as the town's post office back in the early 20th century, so that's like 1900s. That always throws me for a loop because it's like, okay, so the 21st century is the 2000s, 2000 to 2999, and the 20th century is 1900 to 1999. Yeah. No. I got that first part wrong. The 21st century would be 2000 to 2099. Whatever. But then I was on an outpost used as intelligence operations during the years leading up to the Mormon Rebellion. Boy, remember that. They don't teach that in schools. Definitely not in Utah, probably. In Utah, it's probably like, we were minding our own business when the big, mean American government tried to kill all of us. Government spies were planted in the nearby settlements from Colville to Peyton and delivered their reports on potential agitators at this outpost. They actually kept a priest on hand to help reaffirm the spies' faith in the true word of Christ. It's weird to think that Cindy was the last Mormon I knew. Are you sure Flynn worked there or here? I knew a Mormon once. He was kind of like a really nice guy, but then when you kind of knew him, was a bit of an asshole. At least I felt. I exit the car, watching Carl stare ahead. His eyes were half-lidded. The Ram seemed to stare for miles beyond the building in front of us. Were we driving? Oh, my car, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Alright. Carl doesn't seem to move. Are you gonna come out? The Ram blinks slowly. His smile is starting to hang agape. He shifts his bloodshot gaze shifts towards my torso. That's a typo. My parents would flip. He flops his wrist in front of him limply, his tone triggered with effeminacy. Of the car. Oh, that took me a hot minute to figure out. Yeah, just give me a sec. Carl reaches down, unscrewing the lid of his water bottle and taking a few hard gulps. When Carl grabs the car's door handle, he hesitates. After a moment, he looks at me. He's completely silent, sucking in his cheek from one side. Carl? Finally, he speaks. I sort of agreed to come out without considering that I'd be talking to anyone but you and crew today, let alone the mayor and stuff. I'm still stoned as balls, and I look like shit. He laughs some in a self-deprecating fashion, visibly sheepish, despite the THC still flowing through him. THC. I think I might just chill here in your car with the air conditioning and Hugan tactics. He holds up his phone, and I think he can just barely spot the icon for it in the sea of other game apps. Carl does look high, though he doesn't appear any worse than he usually looks. Telling him that probably wouldn't do much for his confidence, though. Reassure him? Carl, man, you're acting pretty sobered right now, and you don't smell like weed too fiercely, at least to my outer senses. Really? Your outer senses must be pretty dull. Your BO is overpowering it. Carl hastily sniffs himself, and tries to air out his hoodie from the bottom by flapping it up and down. I'm just messing with you. You're fine. I have some sunglasses in the glove box to cover your eyes. Carl sighs, tugging open the dash. A few crumpled receipts, my registration slip, an insurance brochure, and a pair of slightly dusty glasses are visible from the compartment. Aw, they're tortoiseshell. Isn't that kinda girly? What? Guys can wear tortoiseshell style ones. It's not like polka dot or something. My mom wears these colored glasses all the time. I literally can't see these without picturing her. Well, that's your personal thing. No one else thinks that. He slides them onto his face. They rest somewhat awkwardly on a sizable snout, unable to settle in place neatly. Damn it, your nose is too big. Carl pulls the shades off his face and limply tosses them onto the dash, leaning back in his seat with a long exhale. Dude, I think I should just stay in the car. Seriously. I need your help with some stuff, Carl. I did feel awkward if I was in there for hours, with you just sitting here waiting for me. It's fine. I just get in your way. I'm not really good at this sort of research stuff. There's a difference between exploring old records for interesting info and frantically searching for stuff online the night before the papers do, Carl. He doesn't budge. The ram, staring at his phone with his lamp in his lap. What's the matter with you? You look fine. Can you just stop putting a spotlight on me, dude? What? He idly taps his phone, though he's just blankly flipping through the screens at the moment. Carl. No, just let the guy sit there. I don't want to force him if he's like really one saying. The man pushes open the door and steps out, looking away from me. Alright, thank you. He's acting absolutely bizarre. Part of me hopes this is just a weird side effect of the edibles from this morning. We'll talk later, okay? Carl sniffs, shrugging his shoulders. He's trying to act nonchalant. Sure, dude. What do you want me to do? I do my best to attempt a reassuring smile, for Carl's sake. I don't really feel too cheery at the moment, though. Well, first we should get the tripod and camera out of the trunk. We can get some B-roll of the building while we're here. The camera's kept separate in padded hard case. See if you can get the tripod set up with the camera on it. I'm gonna head inside, say hello, and get permission to film real quick. I pop the trunk with the button of my keys. Carl looks toward the equipment with thin-lipped expression. Okay. There's a bubble level on the tripod. Just make sure that the bubble is in the center circle when you set it up. That means it's level. That way, our shot won't be all crooked. Once it's good, you just have to slide the camera on so that it's hooked up in place from the back of the stand. Make sure that it clicks. That means it's locked. Uh-huh. Carl digs his paws into the sides of his hoodie, still staring into the trunk. Okay, I'll be right back. Leaving Carl, I head into the front door. I'm still not sure what's up with him, but pressing him on it doesn't seem like a good idea. And I think with that, we're gonna call it. I am starting to fade something hard. Woof. So, please comment, guys, like, comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow, and please remember to spay new animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. They do have a Patreon, but, you know, since this game isn't in development anymore, it's, yeah, they're doing other games. And until next time, another Let's Play me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. A game that echoes. I don't know. Thanks, see ya.